I'm going to do a little video on how to repair the air conditioner fins. I've got 3 units here and I've already done 2 of them, so I've learned kind of what works best with the tools that I've got. Over here you can see a lot of these fins, they're kind of crushed and they're laying over in this direction. And when that happens, you'll see the mineralization that just kind of gets clogged up in there, and that can really damage the coils. This side's not too bad, but there's a lot of area in here, maybe 25%, that definitely has restricted airflow. And this was the first unit. I've already done this one. It's pretty good. Still got a couple of little bad areas, but for the most part, it's about 95% clear now. If you let these get too bad, like over in this area right here on the second unit that I did, you can see where it actually just corrodes the fins to the point where they're just rotten and they're falling apart. So you don't want to let them get that bad. If you have one of these infrared thermometers, they're pretty handy. You can point it up here to the vent and actually check out what the temperature is coming out before you get done repairing the fins and cleaning them, and then check it again after. I'm noticing about 5 to 10 degrees cooler coming out after I've cleaned them. So that means that the compressor is going to run a lot less, maybe 20% less. The bill will go down and a lot less wear and tear. And these are the tools that I've got. I got these on Amazon. I think it was about 20 bucks. Comes with all these tools. It doesn't really tell you which ones to use for what purposes, but I'll show you what worked best for me. I ended up using mostly this metal comb right here and also this comb. These combs come on this ring right here, and they've got a number assigned to them, and that's the number of fins per 1 inch. So I measured mine. I was getting about 17, and this is the one that I use for the most part. Works pretty good. This is kind of similar, just gives you a little better grip. I found I liked this a little bit better. I can control the angle better. Before you get started, it's pretty important to open up the breaker so that the fan doesn't come on and also you don't get electrocuted. I've got a little switch in here. Some of them have a pull out. Put that down and that should do the job. And next I'll just remove the top of the air conditioner unit. It's pretty easy. There's like about 10 different screws on here. They're 5/16, and just lift the top off and set it aside. Mine has this cage around the coils to protect them, and I just remove that, lift at the top a little bit, and I'll move the top aside here later when I go to actually clean the inside of it. And there's some screws down at the bottom. I think there's 4 or 5 at the bottom. Really easy to remove. And here's the main tools that I use. Some soapy water to kind of lubricate the fins. That can help a little bit. And the steel comb, the plastic comb. I use a putty knife sometimes for the really bad areas, just to try and open up the more damaged areas. I'll start with this area right here to begin with, and I'll zoom in a little bit. The soap really helps to lubricate it. I'm going to work up in this direction because of the damaged fins up here. Just sort of comb it lightly up like that. I've got a pretty badly damaged one right there. You want to make sure you start below the damaged area and then work your way up so that the teeth of the comb can actually get in there and not do further damage. Yeah, you can make it worse if you don't do that. You can actually crush them a little bit more. So I think that shows you pretty well what that looks like. And the beauty of this comb here is it really helps to straighten out or to even the space up between the fins when you get done using that metal brush. Hopefully you can see that, because it's got just the right spacing. Again, it's important to get below the area where the damage is. Okay, so we start down here, and you can see how that just equalizes the distance in between the fins right there. Just makes them look a lot better. And of course, you're going to get better airflow through there if the distance is more evenly spaced. All right, now this fin right here, the comb is not reaching in there, so I'll show you what works for that. This putty knife. So I just like to get the putty knife right in there like that. Just kind of space it out a little bit. Very time consuming. Probably not necessary to really do this, but that one is pretty badly crushed over. Very tedious. Almost requires more patience than I have, but okay. And then when you get that like that, take your comb again and just brush it up. That looks pretty good. All right, and no more crushed fin there. Yeah, it looks pretty good now. And I'll do one more little section before I go ahead and finish the rest. Wet it down real good. Take our little comb here. All right, that area is repaired. So the kit comes with all these different size combs, and again, they have a number on them right up on the top right there. And you just count the number of fins per inch, and that'll coincide with the comb that you should be using. In this case, it's 17, and that's how you do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this face, and both of the other sides. We'll show you what it looks like afterward. Okay, I'm done straightening out the fins, and I think it came out pretty good. About 99%. Couple of small little areas yet, but overall looks pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and clean the fins, and I'll go ahead and remove the top so I can get inside and spray from inside. So cleaning the fins took about an hour, and I went ahead and lifted the top, set it on a board there so we don't damage the top of the coil fins anymore. And looking inside, quite a bit of debris in there. I'm going to go ahead and clean that out, hose it out. There's drains in there, like 3 or 4 drains, and then it'll drain freely, and then we'll go ahead and spray that fin cleaner on there. I got this stuff on Amazon, and you mix this 3 to 1. So this stuff is mixed up 3 to 1. We're going to go around here and spray the entire outside like this, and also the inside. It's supposed to foam up, and then we're going to go ahead and spray it out with a garden hose, and that should be it. Okay, we've got that all sprayed on the coils inside and out. You can really see how it foams up here. Wherever the heavy mineralization is, that's where you're going to get a lot of foaming. Just dissolves that stuff. Open up the fins, and you're supposed to let that set for 10 minutes, and then you go ahead and you hose it down. And now we just spray both from the outside in and from the inside out. So I'm going to go around the whole thing. It'll take about 10 minutes. And I might hit that with a second spray of that stuff.
And then we'll do this on the inside out also. And we'll take a look at it when I get it done here.
Okay, it's all done. Cage is back on, top's bolted down. I think it looks pretty good. 95% or better done. That's it.